Welcome back to another live stream where I talk about whatever I want, like a therapy session. So let's get into it. So I don't usually do this, but a popular trend on YouTube is talking about whether you would like to be trapped in a forest with a bear or with a man. And it got popularity because um, this one channel they were asking like 8 women or so if they would be rather be trapped in a forest with a bear or man, and 7 out of the 8 women said a bear. And um, it's funny because I just asked my mom that question and she couldn't really decide. And I was like, good evening again, good evening. I was like, why? And she's like, well, a bear can kill you, but there's good or bad men in the world. And um, I don't think that you're a feminist for saying a bear, because not all bears hurt you and you can avoid them somehow. But but I'm not saying like you should definitely pick a man, because like men are stronger, bigger, usually. um Whatever thoughts are in their head can come out in actions. And um so I don't really have an answer either. I think it would really hurt if a bear attacked and like messed with me with his paws and his teeth and even his strength. um but I also know that like men a lot of the time sometimes have bad intentions, and they can hurt you with their words, hurt you with their actions, hurt you physically, emotionally, whatever, depending on how long you're trapped with a man. Um, and yeah, so I don't really have an answer. I know that I've been in situations where I had to be in a mental hospital with men and women, and that's my closest experience of being like trapped in a forest with a man. um and it's even harder with multiple men, um emotionally, physically, mentally hard to cope. And I even asked like the healthcare providers, like, why are there men and women in here? And they're like, they want to make it as much like reality as they can. And I'm sitting there like 130-40 pounds woman, um young woman, like just being like, okay then, what time is it there? It is 7:12. um I got to know a lot of the men in there. I got to like a lot of the men in there. But sometimes it was so potent of environment where I would have to kind of be in cahoots with one man so that another man wouldn't hurt me, or that I would feel safer than just being on my own. And um that's a whole nother scenario, is like multiple men. And yeah, I just sort of like talked to them, and then on a specific time, like, I was talking to this one man, and he was telling me about like surgeries where they like peel the face up and they work on the face, and I'm like, I don't need to hear this, like, it's really intense. Like, and then like another scenario is like, um this burn victim came in all disfigured and healed, but like he had mental problems, and he was telling stories about how he drank a whole bottle of alcohol and started driving and speeding, and like his choices like brought him to the hospital, I guess. What time is it there? Sorry, I read that one. Who did it? Who did I? Who did? Oh, a person in the mental hospital, a man. And and it seemed like I was able to avoid a lot of the conflict that was happening in the mental hospital. Do I know them? Um, I know them there, but I didn't know them. Um, so one time, this guy who probably had a career in fighting, I was in my room and he was like yelling and screaming at one of the workers, and then he like was banging his head against the glass and kept on like banging and punching and whatever, and eventually he broke the glass, and then I guess they were able to like calm him down somehow, but I was just like in there like hiding with the door closed basically, and I was scared. Obviously, it was another trial of mental strain being in that environment with men. And then there was this guy, Wesley. He was a bigger guy, and he had tattoos, and one of his tattoos was a tulip. And I said, why do you have my favorite my favorite flower tattooed on your leg? And he said, I don't know. And then I kind of like used him a lot for protection in the environment, and I had a little bit of a crush on him. And then I was talking to him one night, and he was telling me about how his dad used to beat him up and that he only kills men. And I don't know if it's true, but like the world, especially California, is very different, is very bad. Let's say bad. Very, very bad, and you never know what is true, what's fake. people lie, but also they can be telling the truth about those things. So, so I was just kind of like, okay then. And I was thinking, like, I have men that I care about and want to protect and everything like that. So I was just like, okay, is he killing men that are nice men, whatever? And the world is a bad place now. Yes. So I started to feel sorry for the people that he killed, and and um started to, I don't know, keep my distance. But he was still there, and I was still there, and eventually, like, he was starting to have, like, mental illness, and he was saying to the workers, like, I feel like picking up a knife and killing someone. Um and I was thinking, well, I'm on the phone, like, I'm talking to my loved ones here, and he's just saying all that stuff. And he's the one that he's one, well, he was doing this sound like Chewbacca, like, or whatever, however you do it. And um my sister was on the phone, and I was like, make Chewbacca noise, and he did it, and she heard it. I'm like, Chewbacca's here, and he did the noise. And then there was another time where this guy with, like, a bunch of tattoos everywhere and 3 teardrops down his face tattoo, um he came in the isolation room, and then after a while started to, like, be with everyone. And then I was on the phone with my mom, and I asked her, what do the teardrop tattoos mean, like, right in front of him while he's trying to get something from the front desk. And she goes, oh, does that mean, like, they killed someone? And I'm like, oh, probably. And he looked at me like, what are you talking about? And he thought it was kind of funny. So you start to, like, cope with no matter who you're stuck with, whoever. And bears don't really have the same psychology that some people are in tuned with. Um, Bears are animals. They can kill you, they can hurt you really badly, they can leave you to die, they can do whatever. Um, but men, I think, in my experience scenarios I just said, you can talk to them, you can manipulate them, and you can use your own powers as a woman to say and do and act and feel and convince a man to behave, um, to provide or protect. You have a lot of power as a woman. I don't know, I don't want to say this, but, like, to manipulate a man and get him to do things that you need him to do or want him to do, or protect or whatever. That's not to say that you can't get hurt by a man. Definitely you can be raped, you can be molested, you can be hit, you can be manipulated. but also don't discount your power as a woman to protect yourself or to talk or to be emotional towards them, to get them to understand. You have a lot of power too. Oh, hey, you're back. How are you feeling today, hun? I'm doing okay. Yeah, it's pretty easy to get simps these days as a female. Can we be friends? Yeah, we can be friends. I think, ooh, sorry guys. I think that women wouldn't have like social media platforms like YouTube if they were so scared of men or what they can do and see and react and their ability to like go and find you if they wanted to. I think in this day and age we put ourselves out there so much that there's lots of possibilities, but somehow we have faith that we'll be fine. You could protect yourself against any bear, nor most men. The bear will kill you. The man has maybe 1% chance to kill you max. I mean, I think he has more of a chance than 0.01%. 0.001%, but it's true. Like, I don't think I would want to be in a forest with a bear. One time I was running away, and I was walking in like fields of trees and different plants, and I was on the side of the road just walking, and all I had was like a dress with some shoes and no wallet, no phone, no purse. I was just walking, and this guy pulls over, and he asked me if I was okay. He asked me if I need help. I said I don't need help. My dad, I told him that I don't need help, and I told him a lie that my dad was on his way to bring me gas because I ran out of gas in my car and I'm just getting to the next place to call or whatever. And he goes, well, get in, I will drive you to the nearest restaurant, which is like a mile ahead. And I said, no, that's okay. He insisted, and at that point I didn't feel like I had a choice. I thought, this man's just gonna get out of his car and force me into his car if I don't say yes, so might as well just say yes. So I get in his car. And I stay very quiet, and I just let him drive me, and he asked me questions, and I was like just answering shortly, and just waited for us to be there, praying that nothing will happen to me. It's an older man in an older car, and once we got there, I was just thanking the Lord, and he dropped me off, but there was the fear that he would just like take me home and kill me or rape me or whatever men can do. So but like my assurance that I'm being helped and all I needed is this one favor to get to the next place so I can talk to my dad or whatever and tell him where I am, was my lie and manipulation for him to do the right thing. Yeah, random acts of kindness are great, but you can't trust people these days. Everyone has a motive. You had a choice, you made your choice. Don't do things you think are dangerous nor things you don't want to do. You always have a choice, and y'all are mad weird for just assuming that a man wants to. She didn't have a choice. So let's get this straight. He helped you, and still you look for a reason to blame him for something. Well, she did have a choice. She felt fear as the guy could have reacted badly. If she said no, she still had a choice. If she is forced by her fear to get into his car, then no, she didn't. Yeah, I was experiencing, obviously, I was running away. I was experiencing a lot of anxiety and fear and anger and all of that stuff at the same time. And when I look like distressed and like I don't know what I'm doing and like that I really need help, like it seems that people will do anything to get you to do what they think is right for you. And so in that moment, like I felt like, well, look at my situation. Like I'm out here alone with a dress and shoes on, no purse, no wallet, no phone, and the guy is asking me to get into his car so that he can get me to a place where there's a phone and food and possibly like more help with other people. So when I said no, I would think that he would think that was unreasonable answer and that he will do whatever he wants to get me to what he thinks is safer. So that's my idea of what he wanted for me, and I was scared that I was not my answer to his question, get in the car, I'll drive you to safety, was not sufficient when I said no. He persisted to say, get in the car, I will get you help, get in the car. And I said, reluctantly, feeling like I had no other choice to get in the car. So I got in the car because I thought he might hurt me if I refuse him because he was so persistent. So that is my story, and it's not changing, and you can just go ahead and think whatever you want. That's insensitive to suggest that she had a choice there because society doesn't give women that choice. Chill with the insults. You always have a choice, though. That's a fact. She could have chosen to not get in it, could have, but didn't. That's the choice she made. Are you deaf, lad? She didn't want to get into his car, but she felt like she had no other option. I didn't insult anything. I said your message was dumb. Whatever, you're Rebecca. Yet she still did get in the car, making the choice to get in. Understandable. You're difficult, honey. I'm here for Chloe. You gotta be a 12-year-old calling someone Becca. Curtis, what are you on about? Listen to what she's saying. take this L, she said reluctantly. Yeah, and chose to get in the car. Are you bad at reading? I don't feed the trolls. Would you punch me in the hernia for $5? Facts, don't care about your feelings. Just because she felt like she didn't have a choice doesn't mean she didn't have a choice. I'm 39 and been through a lot. I'm not saying that I didn't have a choice. I'm saying that if I chose a certain choice, that I felt more endangered than if I had chosen the choice I made. Had a choice, made a choice, go to a therapist and learn empathy. But yeah, I think that clears it up. Not saying I didn't have a choice, just that if I chose the other choice, then I felt more danger than if I chose the choice I chose, if that makes sense. But my point is, like, I was using my womanly powers, manipulation, lies, telling him, like, I definitely have help after this. There's no need to worry about me. I'm just needing to get from point A to point B. And that is a woman's mechanism to, like, her own safety. Stop adding me. So there's lots of things, like in a forest, if you're trapped in with a man, I could teach a lesson or a class on what to do. Use your womanly powers. So your entire argument is gone now. Get something to eat. LML. Thanks, MRM. Appreciate it. But I did not want to be in that car. I was doing just fine running away on my own. I will dab on you. I'm at you if I want to. You guys in the comments, be nice. This is not a trash talk video. It's just a random, these are my feelings, like I talk about whatever I want, therapy session. Chill. How's your evening going, Chloe? It's going good. Oh no, don't at me. It has such an impact on my day. You are a beautiful lady. Thank you very much. Curtis stops bringing a thirsty dinosaur. Weirdo. But my day is going good. But yeah, I have a lot of experiences living with men. I have a dad and 3 brothers. I have a lot of experience working with men. I've had several bosses that were men. I've had several coworkers that are men. I've had clients or patients or customers that were men. Several experiences on dating apps that I dated men, says live. Did you get your feelings from yesterday's live sorted out? Never. I will always, I think, be sorting out my life. Take this L. But I have a lot of experience with people cheating on me, lying to me, manipulating, hurting, men doing that, and I think there's a lot of opportunity to be harmed by the things that they do, say, feel, act, physically, mentally, spiritually. but there's also the fact that a bear is dangerous as well. So I think so far my experience, I'm able to predict men a little bit better than I have any experience with a bear. So I've never encountered a bear in real life. So my experience is saying yes and no. Like, I don't want to be with a man alone in a forest, and I do because I can somewhat handle my with them. Who would cheat on you? You seem like an angel. Thank you so much. What? WTHTBH. But yeah. That's my very confusing rant about a bear or a man. So that's all I have to say about that. I will talk to you in the next video, probably Monday. My birthday is on Monday. I'll be 32. So look out for a birthday video, hopefully. Talk to you later. Bye.